Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and that is I'm going to share my craft room with you. We are actually moving out of state, and today's the day that I go through this room. And in moving and packing, it's kind of been an emotional thing for me, more emotional than I thought. When you've lived somewhere for a long time and you kind of get settled in, and then it's time to go through things and just kind of go through the realization of how much stuff we have. And I have a lot of stuff. This is a very, very small room. It's a 10 by 10 room, but I have it packed with stuff. So I'm by no means a professional YouTuber, so this may be shaky and I'm sorry about that, but I'm doing this by hand. So I thought I would share my craft room kind of so I have a memory, and then also to let you know that I'm going to be destashing things. I do have another channel that I've had for quite a while. It's called Destash Girl, and I'll link that in the description box. I'm destashing not to make money, but here on YouTube, the reason why I do it on YouTube, because I sell most of my stuff on Facebook Marketplace, but the reason why I'm doing it here is because I figure what better place, you know, even for some of the people that are subscribed to me that I know that they're crafters, but I'm sure there's people that you might know that maybe you want to bless with things. I'm going to be selling, hold on, I got a box. I'm going to be selling, when I sell my craft supplies, I sell them in a game box. So this is a game box. If you want to know the measurements, because I don't know it exactly by heart, you could look on USPS to see what size it is, but you'd be surprised at how much stuff you can pack into one of these boxes. So I'm gonna destash things in lots. If I would have thought about it, it would have been nice to make some kits or something, but I just don't have time for that. So I thought maybe I'd kind of show you around, and then that way kind of we get an idea of the things that I have. Maybe if you're interested, I'm gonna destash the things that I want, so that I want to destash. So like for instance, let me just show you some of the things that I have, which I have a lot of stuff, and I've got a lot of inks, and well, I can't even close the door. A lot of inks. I've got a lot of Distress inks and Tim Holtz inks and the Distress oxides, which I've never even really used. I have a lot of things that are brand new in the package. This drawer is full of laces and trims, just a plethora of stuff. Daubers, I think these are color box inks. Things that I probably bought for a lesson in church. Like for instance, I should have just bought what I needed. Instead, I bought a bunch of those. Hello Kitty Cobotrons, 100. I don't even like Hello Kitty, so I don't even know why I bought all those. This is funny. This is glass glitter. And what's funny about that is whenever I watch a Ruby and Pearl video, I get in trouble because if she makes something super cute and I don't have it, for instance, and she makes something and says, oh, I used, you know, glass glitter, then I'll go and buy the glass glitter. Or there's other things which I'll show you later. So, anyways, and then I just got so much stuff, and it's just kind of, I don't know if you guys want me to go through all these drawers. You probably don't, not that anyone requested this video, but I just kind of wanted to share a bunch of the dies, the Tim Holtz dies. I don't even use those. But one of the things I heard on Pinterest, so I wanted to read this too, and it says, I've decided that buying craft supplies and using them are two separate hobbies. When I read that quote, that for the first time, it was like a ding dong moment in my life where I'm like, that's exactly it. I was talking to a coworker about how much stuff I have, and this is the conclusion we came up to. When we were little, we both didn't have a lot. And so that now that we have jobs, and we didn't have all the same things that our friends had, and so that now we have jobs and our own money, we just buy what we want. If we want something, we buy it. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but this just makes sense as we're having this conversation. And we said, not only do we buy it, but we want to make sure that we don't run out of it. So we will buy 3 or 4 or 5 of everything, which makes us end up with a lot of things, like a lot of pens, a lot of scissors, a lot of laces and trims, although I do use all those. But I mean, it just makes sense to us. So I wanted to share that so that, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm just an emotional shopper. Maybe there's other people out there like that. Maybe I'm not the only one. So anyways, and then this thing is just full of trims, things that I've made, you know, just things that I have for my journals. Here's where I work. And I actually work on that side over there. But under here is all my papers. I've already gotten rid of just about all my 12 by 12 pads, and these are the last of the ones I kept. Here is all my specialty papers, and let's see. And here I have my embossing powders. And here I have all my paints, and sorry. And then also I've got all, you know, my paper right there. And then while I'm right here, I'm noticing this glue and art glitter glue. I've been using it for a while, and I have a love-hate relationship for it, but I finally realized that I really just don't like it. It just doesn't, when you put something on a piece of paper, you've got to get it on there right away, because it's not forgiving at all. It doesn't give you any time, and once you stick something somewhere, it's pretty much stuck. In here is all my supplies for when I sew in my signatures. So that's all the stuff that I use, and all the, you know, the threads and everything that I use. Here is another instance of me having just too much. I bought this thing. I labeled my dauber, so I had a different dauber for every color, but there's really no reason for it. I only need one dauber and a sponge. Here's my desk. Here's some projects that I'm working on, and just nothing's finished. Here's a flip-flop journal. I watched a Ruby and Pearl video, and she mentioned 507 Willow House. I think that's, I'm not sure of her name, but the very first video that I watched was that lady making this flip-flop journal, and I had to watch it like 12 times to figure out how to put it together. But it's such a good video, and she's so sweet, and I love watching her channel now. I wish I could remember her name, but I'm really new to her channel, so I don't know. So inside here, so this is where I get raw and real and just kind of show you how it really is. Although I'm not even sure if you would call my craft room clean, you might call it cluttery, because that's what I would call it. But it appears to be pretty clean. But for instance, let me show you what this place looks like on the inside. This is just crazy. And so on the top, I do use that typewriter. I have a Brother, like a scan and cut. I've only used that one time. I'm not sure. I may get rid of that, but I'm not sure. Specialty papers, a lot of linen paper, just ribbons and trims. This is like my sewing stuff. And then you might be surprised, but behind here is my sewing machine. So whenever I want to sew, I have to take all this stuff out to get to my sewing machine. There's trimmers and things for stamping, more paper, specialty paper, just stamping stuff. I don't know what's behind here. Paper, a teapot. I don't know why that's there. Large paper that I can't fit anywhere else. So that's what this looks like. And it's embarrassing, but you know, that's my reality. So I'm going to go through all this stuff, be getting rid of things. Now let's go over here. Let me back up. So in here is just kind of like glues, paints, you know, spray adhesives, things like that. Just books that I intended on altering. These are very beautiful love letters. They're correspondence, and I love the script writing. They're from 1905. And just the scripts, even some of them have pictures. I haven't even had a chance to go through them all, but I bought those on eBay, and I thought, wow, that'd be really cool to make printables, digital printables out of them. This right here is all stuff from when we had our church. A lot of the things that I did with the children, well, not that, that's for my Cricut to remove adhesive, but there's just stuff in here I'm going to have to get rid of. In here, here, and here, like, I know you don't want to go through on my drawers, but is fabric and material and laces and trims, and it's packed. Like, let's see if I can even open one. Yeah, so to give you an idea, this is like what these things look like. So there's that. And then here is my Epson printer. I absolutely love this printer. I used to have an HP Insta Ink, and there had been a couple times where I had a problem with Insta Ink, and I called, and the person that I talked to wanted to get on my computer, and I just didn't feel comfortable with that. I actually let someone on once, and they were doing things in the background, and just don't ever let anyone on your computer, okay? So I love this EcoTank Epson printer. It's awesome. And this thing right here is full of stamps. Full of stamps that I don't even use. Speaking of, so what used to be right here was a super dark armoire, and it was just heavy for this room, so I got this. But that super dark armoire could hold so much stuff. It had these 3 huge drawers where I kept all my clear stamps, and all those clear stamps would not fit back in here. So they're currently in a 55-gallon tote, and I'm going to be getting rid of those because I don't use clear stamps. I don't even use stamps really, but here's what I have is kind of like my cutesy little stamps. I've got sentiment stamps, just probably more sentiment stamps, and not that you want to see in all my stamp drawers, so let me just go down to here because I know in here I've got dies that I don't even use. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. And then pens, and then in here is different types of doilies, and let's see, envelopes, just coin envelopes, more envelopes, tapes, more tape. And in here is another, this thing is full of stuff that I don't use, and it is punches. I have so many punches. I think I have every punch that they ever made. So, oh, let me see if I can close this. Just punches and more punches, even new punches still in the packaging. Punches, more punches. Let's see what's down here. Candles, punches. I think that's a circle cutter. And then in here is just stuff ready to fall out. Irons, speakers, heat gun, a flower press, a Brother label maker. This little thing right here, I made a little box that's got stuff in every little box. So just so much stuff, you guys. I'm really disgusted with myself, actually. And then just more things, you know. I really, do you want me to go through everything? I don't think so. Do you want to see in everything? But this stuff to make things that, like I said, I can make anything. I can have people over and we can just make anything. I have all my bindings and things, you know, for crafting, just all that stuff. I already went kind of through this drawer a while ago and destashed some things. And then we've got my trimmers and my little trimmers. I don't know. I've got this Tim Holtz thing that I've only used one time. You know, one of my favorite things that I bought, oh, I didn't even show this, is my cuddle bug. I use this thing on a regular basis. It looks pretty 70s, but that's one thing that I can say that I use a lot. Here's my IKEA cart full of projects that I've started and not finished. Things like, you know, I watched an Emily Bloom video and made one of these, which it's really cute. But I haven't done anything with it. What's in here? Oh yeah. So I got into mixed media for a minute. And so this, I did this. I haven't finished it in any way, shape, or form. But the things on her head represent me and what's going on in my head at any moment, because I've got 50 million things going on in my mind all the time. So I really should finish that. And just more projects that I started and haven't finished. Who knows what is in here? Let's see. Trims. I don't even know what's in this bag. Oh, t-shirts, because I have a Cricut and I make shirts. So when I was talking about this too, just to let you know, this is going to be my next video. I'm going to share this. I made this for someone at church. Then we have, you know, I do use like my cutter, my punches and things like that. Here's I don't know, I forget all the words, but anyways, let's just skip past that. And then this drawer is just full of tapes and let's see. Oh, see, so I watched a Ruby and Pearl video and she was talking about dotted Swiss, and instead of just buying like a yard, I bought 30 yards, and it's a lot. It's not even all in this drawer. I can't even fit it all in this drawer, but I've got dotted Swiss all over the place. I've got, here's my embossing folders, just some, probably I was going to use these to make a journal cover. You know, they're the painting, I don't know what you call those, but those, and just fabric, just more fabric and stuff. Yeah, it's sad what I have. There's some wallpaper back there, and this is full of things like, you know, wallpapers and trims and paint and chalk paste and some ribbon. Here's my bells that I always try and put in every single journal. Here, I found a Bible. One day I was driving down the road and I found a Bible on the road. It was ripped up. Someone, I don't know what someone did, if they got mad, if they ripped it up. These are my little magnets. They ripped it up, but I took it home. It was falling apart. And so I use that in my journals because I could never rip up a Bible, but that's falling apart. So I have that Bible still, but those are like the remnants of it that I use all the time when I make journals. Here's my laces and trims that I use on a regular basis. I already showed you this, all my scissors, all my supplies for when I'm crafting. In here are wax seals, so all the stuff for doing that, and just who knows what's in there. Scentsy, I don't even know if they even make Scentsy anymore, but a bunch of Scentsy, and probably stickers or something are down here. Oh, so a bunch of those stickers. Oh, trims, lace, fabric, stickers, and then I've got some specialty paper right here. I like it because of the vintage color. Here's some of those little things to put your projects in, to organize them. These are very awesome. These are some vintage books that I bought on eBay, and I really thought I was going to make an Etsy, you know, shop and make printables and digitals, but I haven't done that yet. So those are some of the books that I bought that would make beautiful digitals, which I think that I am going to do that someday, just because these things are so beautiful. I can't not share them. So, yeah, so those are those. Whoops. And then I have some beeswax, and put this book back. I showed you this earlier, just full of washi tape. And then as far as these drawers, are just packed with stuff that I don't even know what's in here. I don't use this stuff, so I just want to get rid of it. And just all kinds of things. I don't know, please let me know if you're like this or if you have this situation. I just feel like it makes me feel very guilty. And I've been very, like I said, it's been very emotional for me to go through things. Just thinking about going through this room has been emotional. Napkins, projects that I haven't finished. Behind my door right here is just, so we do street preaching, and these are our signs that we take out with us. So that's all our signs, but gift bags, seam binding. I have way more seam binding than that. But this is kind of like my wrapping station, I guess where I put everything that won't fit anywhere else. But Yeah, so that's kind of it. I'm sorry if I talked a lot or if I just was all over the place, but since my daughter's going to be here shortly, I just kind of wanted to make this video so that I could have this memory of my room and share with you, you know, my Destash. So if you have people that you want to bless, that might be a good thing to do. Because like I said, when I first started, I was just on the floor with one ink pad and a little bit of paper and one pair of scissors. And I actually think I still have the scissors. Watch, let's see. It's funny. They're little kid scissors. Oh, I can't find them. But anyways, they're like the little kid scissors with this. Oh, here they are. So these were like my very first scissors, and I got these at Big Lots. And I still have those. So yeah, that's kind of the state that I'm in right now. Like I said, I'm going to be getting rid of stuff, and oh, that's where I was. So if you want to bless someone, that'd be a good time to do that, you know, because I am getting rid of everything for cheap. To ship that box, if I didn't say, is anywhere from $22 to $27. I'll pack it with as much stuff as I can. Since I'm looking at these, look at this beautiful journal that was made for me. Another one and another one. I can't, everyone's names are escaping me right now. But last thing, I'm talking so fast and I haven't even had my coffee yet. Last thing that I did want to share with you is that for anyone who's been following me, you know how much I love my grandma. And my grandma passed away this year, just the week before her 103rd birthday. And the thing is my grandma was ready to go. She's been saying this, finally she was like, I'm ready to go. She kept saying, you know, I'm ready, I'm ready. And so I was prepared for it in the way that every moment with my grandma was precious. I kept in close contact with her. When she died, when I went to go see my mom after she died, after my grandma died, my mom gave me a care package for my grandma, and it was in a hospital property bag. And I opened it when I first got it, but closed it back. It's just too hard. And so the other day, you know, since we're moving, I bought a box, and what my grandma had in there was her Bible. She left her Bible for me, which means a lot to me. And another thing that was in there, my mom put in there, was not expecting, was my grandma's glasses that she wore on a regular basis every day. So that was kind of like, you know, emotional for me. So the other day when I was putting this stuff in the box, I thought, I'm going to look through her Bible. And I opened her Bible, and it's funny because I didn't realize my grandma, she has a lot of grandchildren. But my grandma really loved me. She had like the cards and things that I had sent her recently and made her tucked in her Bible. And I got very emotional when I was reading it. And so I started flipping through the front of her Bible because she had a lot of writing. And the first thing that I saw was the word tears. And it had a scripture on tears. It was just so beautiful. Just exactly what I needed, exactly when I needed it. And so what I wanted to share about that is, I've shared before, like when my brother-in-law died unexpectedly, I kind of was prepared for my grandma. But I want to share, when the Lord puts someone on your heart, call them, talk to them. If you're thinking about someone and you're like, hey, I haven't heard from that person in a while, call them. Make sure you keep in contact with them. I just know that to have regrets, like when my brother-in-law died, although I didn't really have a regret because I had seen him and seen some miracles happen in his life just before he died, which is really awesome. So I'm not gonna say I had regrets, but you know, I didn't know the last time I saw him was going to be the last time I saw him. So if the Lord puts someone on your heart, you know, call and make contact. You know, if he's telling you to call your kids, your grandma, your grandpa, you know, anybody, whoever it is, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, just do it. And I feel like the Lord's wanting me to share that because I think there's people out there that need to hear that. So anyways, sorry for the long video. I think this is the longest one I've ever made, but you have a blessed day. May the Lord bless you. And then I'll come back shortly, I guess, with my Destash videos on, like I said, check the description box. I'll be destashing. I don't know how quickly I'll do it. And then my next video on this channel will be me flipping through this flip-flop journal. So you have a blessed day, and we'll talk soon.